Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Guile here, and welcome back to the Forged Alliance Forever promotional series. Markets are in free fall, inflation out of control, and gas prices, well, you all know what's going on there. It's almost as if those people in charge up there in their ivory towers have no idea what they're doing. And in honor of those people today, we celebrate their abilities with an Average Joe's game today. That's right, those masters of mediocrity return once more to dazzle us with their half-baked stratagems and their low APM. And the best news is there's no news, so we can go straight to that action, which is happening on Adaptive Wonder in the format of a custom 5v5. Exciting stuff. I'm ready. You guys are ready, and the players are sure as hell ready. So let's go on over to the game zone and see how they're going to get on. Ching! Ka-ching! Wonder. We've been here many times before, and we sure as hell will be here many times again in the future. You know what's happening, what the deal is. We'll call this Team 1 up here at the top, this Team 2 down here at the bottom. Going first for Team 1, as always, starting with the saucy rearguard air position. This time, rocking this season's fashionable Aeon, because why not? Going baby pink, it's Halcyon Wolf. There he is, opening first land. Team member number 2 on the front line. Up here on the right, we've got Azrock. He's going Seraphim in Regal Purple, opening first land. Team member number 3, right next to him, in Hallyborange Orange, it's Yoki Monink, but we'll call him Yogi today because that's clearly too much for me. Opening first land, going UEF. Team member number 4, next to him down here, it's none other than Regal Eagle. There he is, going Seraphim in, what is that? Lurid Green, that's right. And last but not least, oh yeah, opening first land, I should say. Last but not least, it's another Aeon. It's Enabling Barley. That's right, the most important of all cereal crops. This is when some farmer chimes in and tells me, actually, Guile, that's not a cereal. Whatever, it's a crop. I'm not a farmer. Opening first land in Baby Blue. So there we have it. That's Team 1. Racially speaking, what are we looking at? We've got 1, 2 Aeon, 2 Seraphim, and a UEF. Let's check out Team 2. Well, we've still got time. You can see their ACUs already filing out of their bases. Rearguard air position for Team 2. Glorious promotional counselor in all of his fine fury. There he is. It's Rowie going Aeon, how very sensible, in Electric Blue, opening first land. Team member number 2 to his left. It is the winner of this year's Self-Loathing Scandinavian Award. It's Grumpy Swede, I'm sure he's not that bad, going this season's fabulous Vivacious Violet, opening first land, going UEF. Team member number 3, next up over here, already evac'd his base. He's gone Aeon. Where is he? Over here. It's Bo Hanokahokte or something, but we'll call him Bo today because I'm not dealing with that either. He's going Lime Green, or is that, no, that's Lime Green. There we have it, and he's opening first land and second land, and on his way out towards the middle. Somebody who's already at the middle, it's Triax 2, we'll be calling him Triax today, in Burgundy Red, another Aeon looking popular today, and he went all the way back here somewhere. First land, going second land as well, and last but not least, on the right flank over here, just leaving his base, it's Juicy and Ferrari Red going UEF, and he went first and second land, going third air. So there we have it, game quality at 90%. Sorry, we should do the overall racial breakdown there for Team 2 as well. It is 2 UEF and 3 Aeon. No Cybrans today, so I'll be doing a little jig after this is over. As we said, game quality at 90%. Lowest rated player today, 600. That's Yogi, the Hallyborange Orange chap here, just moving in towards the middle. We've also got an 800 with Triax on Team 2 and 900 with Enabling Barley over there on Team 1. Highest rated players, though, today are Azrock up here. He's a 1400, almost at pro status by our arbitrary rating mechanism here at Guilecast, and he's right next to the other almost pro that's facing off against Juicy over here. He's also at 1400. The team with the ever so slight advantage, according to global ranking, is Team 2. It's 1120 versus 1040 in terms of overall averages. That's about as average as it comes, which is, after all, what we're all here for today. What's been going on while I've been doing introductions? We've got gun upgrade on the way for Triax. Couple of Team 2's... No, sorry, one Team 2 com and 2 Team 1 comms. Regal Eagle and Yogi from Team 1 facing off against Bo. 2v1 situation, never ideal in the early game or at any other time. Has he got any assistance inbound? Not really, so he's just going to have to fall back. Definitely the right decision there. Incidentally, guys, I've been slowly buffing the levels. I know the last few videos have been a little bit quiet. I bumped them slightly on the Patreon vid this week. Some people said it was okay, some people said it was still quiet, so I've buffed them again. Hopefully it's working out fine, but I do rely on you people to let me know how it's working for you on whatever system you're observing today's cast on. Some people watch on phones, other people on their glorious flat screen TVs, so I appreciate there's a bit of a differential going on between kit, so I'd love to know from you if it's not quite working. We'll get the levels sorted out. Right, what's going on over here? Yogi taking some long-range artillery fire, some fervors over here harassing from Bo. Bo also finding some engagement, this time from the left flank from enabling Barley. Lots of Auroras moving in from the west, but he's not looking like he's backing down from this challenge. Far too few to really concern him. He's got about 8,000 hit points left. What's going on meanwhile over here? Triax has shifted to the northeast, assisting Juicy Spam on that eastern flank, facing off against Azrock, who is on an upgrade, 60% done towards Tech 2. He's definitely not going to want to have to cancel that. That'd be an awful lot of valuable resources in the early game that he'd have to bin, but I think he might be okay for the moment. He's about to hit 75%, no sign of slowing down. How are we doing on the mass side of things? He's teetering on empty, but still has a tiny bit left in reserve, so he should be able to finish this in good order. No real problems or threats there. Hits 95%, no worries. Triax will now be facing off against a T2 commander. Triax does have a gun upgrade. We saw him working on that earlier. So it is gun versus T2. But look at that, straight on a gun upgrade as well. Now he really will be outmatched. Com on the ground. And that is absolutely flying up. Look at that. Triax now might find himself in a pretty pickle. There's the rapid fire upgrade. Triax wisely backing off slightly in the face of overwhelming firepower and hit points. And at any time, of course, he can plonk down a T2 point defense now to help solidify his position. Bo having repped up slightly in the middle. Now a double gun com into the green with about 9,000 hit points. Pushing back against Yogi and Regal Eagle in the center. Regal Eagle just busy hoovering up a little bit of mass. Who's done better on the reclaim side of things so far? Well, it seems like Team 2 ever so slightly ahead on reclaim figures, 16k to 15k. Bo needs to be really careful here, though. A lot of inbound pressure coming in from Regal Eagle's side of things in the west. Meanwhile, Grumpy Swede pushing back on that left flank against Barley. Barley's tinfoil Auroras trying to stay at range, utilize what advantages they've got. And now we're starting to see some point defense go down, not as I was expecting from Azrock, although he is putting some down, but a little bit further back. The point defense that is popping up in this area actually belonging to Juicy. So he was sat back over here upgrading. T2 Engineering Suite on board that commander. Generated eco totals. Halcyon Wolf, air player for Team 1, he's on 73 mass per tick. Rowie, air player for Team 2, he's on 57. So falling behind his counterpart ever so slightly, or rather opposite number, probably a better tagline for it. Barley advancing forward now to afford some assistance to Regal Eagle, who's taking a royal battering in the backside, and not in a good way. 4,000 hit points left on board, but he brings in a large group of spam to hit back, and now Bo has to worry about his longevity. He's a stone's throw away from Barley's comm and suddenly finds himself surrounded by a huge quantity of FAMs. Bo down into the red, 2,000 hit points. Could we be about to see our first ejection? Gets a crucial rank in veterancy there, though. Wow. Doesn't get much closer than that. He's also got assistance from Triax, who's moved away from that far eastern position and further towards the center to back Bo up. And boy, does he need it. Been getting roughed up in the center there, but that was a real clutch moment to get a rank in vet. Definitely saved his bacon. Barley didn't press too hard and throw away a potential advantage of getting himself killed. After that rank in vet, I'm sure he would have got the kill, him or Regal Eagle for that matter, with his horde of FAMs, had Bo not got that rank up there. Barley has to keep mobile to evade that huge barrage of inbound fervor fire. Sensing blood here as Bo goes back into the red. 2,800 hit points left. Needs to be careful though. Triax nearby with a very healthy looking commander indeed. And an upgraded one nonetheless. Oh my goodness. Barley's the one to go down first, I think. But either way, both Barley and Bo bite the dust. All of the bees at 10.5 minutes. And our average Joes today showing their true colors and just how unmanly they are. Full share settings are enabled for today's game. Who are the beneficiaries? Well, at first glance, Azrock seems to have inherited Barley's stuff. It'd be interesting to see if he transfers that either over to Halcyon Wolf or to Regal Eagle, because it'll be a bit of a nightmare handling both flanks. And what happened in the center? Well, Juicy has picked up all of Bo's old kit. Again, we shall see if that gets transferred. It's a balance of greed and self-belief. How much do you want those extra resources, and how well do you think you can handle a fight on two different fronts? Azrock sitting back here working on a new shield gen as the first one up front goes down, along with all of the forward land factories, the mass extractor. Juicy properly set up shop under shield coverage with a whole bunch of triads. UEF, as so often is the case, winning out in base wars. Regal Eagle bringing in some Ilshivers into the fight, so he's transitioned to Tech 2. He's also working on a new gun upgrade for his commander. He's already got the nano repair on board that comm. Full health, he'll be sitting at 14,850 hit points. That won't take too long with 76 hit point a second regen. Let's check back in on income. How are our teams doing? Well, overall, Team 2 has hit 168k, and Team 1 has hit 162k, so 6k differential. Not massive for 12.5 minutes in, divided by what was 5 players, of course, now down to 4 players apiece. And those are legitimate totals, of course, because full share is on, so we're not recycling whole bases back into team economies. How are we doing in terms of overall mass totals, though, and mass generation? Well, unsurprisingly, our top-rated players, the 1400s, running it away with it somewhat in terms of eco. Juicy putting out 152 mass per tick. Halcyon Wolf did look a little better a moment ago, but seems to have dipped. Azrock, sorry, the other 1400, he's also dipped. He's on 126. But roundabout neck and neck with Wolf. Generated totals between the two teams, though. Team 2 way ahead by the looks of things. 450 versus 379. That is rather significant. And that is, of course, in favor of the team that's already up some 12k overall now. So a large differential emerging between these two teams. The longer this game goes on, Team 1's got some work to do to pull things back, but look at this lovely bit of pressure here from Grumpy Swede, who forces his way in through an open door on that western flank. Azrock transfers control, as we thought he might, over to Regal Eagle, but there's not a lot left over here to transfer. Some T1 factories, some of which are getting destroyed as we speak. There goes a hydrocarbon. Ouch. Well, probably not looking so grumpy today. He's got a lot to be chuffed about. Probably less like a Swede and more like someone from Finland. I don't know why. They always seem like the happiest of all Scandinavians. Answers in the comment section if that's something I just made up. Someone Google. Google the demographics. Which Scandinavian country is the happiest? Now, Grumpy Swede, too busy planning his victory party, forgot to bring his tanks back to safety. And what's left of that column of pillars just got cut down by what is mostly low-order magnitude spam from Regal Eagle. That's given Team 1 a bit more breathing room now on that western flank. Grumpy Swede looking like he's about to pull his commander forward, although as soon as I say it, of course, Gus the commentator comes in, changes his plan. Got a little bit of clink hammer business going down over on the western flank for Grumpy Swede. Just testing the shield gen over here of Regal Eagle, and that's a very important shield gen indeed, covering his freshly produced T2 power plants. Needs to get that next shield in place ASAP. What's going on the eastern flank meanwhile? Well, Azrock, he dropped back a while ago, remember, to set up this new forward base. And it's currently holding, although Juicy with tons and tons of Aurora spam. And that's Aurora spam he will have inherited, or at least will have come from facilities he inherited from Bo down in the center. He's getting a little bit of a run-by on here. He's got in around the edge. Can he take down any of these Tech 2 point defenses? That's the question. Azrock moving out with his commander to engage, and there goes one of the T2 mexes. That brings Azrock down to 103 mass per tick. He's floating a little bit of mass in reserve. But there's other vulnerable mexes up here. This is a nice bit of work here from Juicy. Bosh. Down it goes. And another one potentially about to go down over here as well. Yowzers. This is not looking great for Azrock. Is there anything in play over here to stop the inevitable? Well, we have engineers, and they're going to spam up a Tech 1 point defense. And this is just Aurora span as well, so no artillery pieces in here to help combat that. They need to shoot that and get that out of commission before the wall sections go up. They haven't managed it. Excuse me. And that will be the end of that little attack. Still very successful probing run by there from Juicy. What happened here? Is that a TAC missile that's gone in there and killed off a core mex? Possibly. Another set of clink hammer batteries over here for Juicy, who really is burrowed in like the little tick he is. What have we got in there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 artillery pieces. This is not looking brilliant right now for Team 1. Grumpy Swede busy elsewhere by the looks of things. Happy with his artillery barrage against Regal Eagle, who's also looking like he's sitting pretty, if you know what I mean. Sitting all right over here. One shield down, but he's got 2 more backups. And that's going to ping back on before those rear 2 capitulate. Regal Eagle testing the defenses over here, but he's not going to get very far. There's a lot of Tech 2 tanks down here. Although he's got some Ilshivas in this unit comp, it's mostly FAMs and Auroras, and they are certainly of no match for that T2 wall that they were coming up against. Now, we haven't spoken much about the air players because they haven't featured too heavily. Let's do a quick check because we're getting into the mid-game now. ASF's going to feature more prominently. Halcyon Wolf has 36 fighters on the field. Roe has some 35, so it's neck and neck in terms of fighter numbers between those two. Wolf is putting out 260 mass per tick. Roe is on 300. Halcyon Wolf leeching periodically off his teammates for extra power. Presumably he'll be working on something to remedy that. Yes, indeed he is. Reactor number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in terms of T3 about to complete. 20 minutes into this game. Very solid front line has formed almost right down the middle of the map, slightly favoring Team 2. Over here, Azrock trying to hit back against the constant artillery pressure being brought to bear from Juicy. So he is hitting out with some Seraphim mobile missile launchers. Juicy only has to surely target some of those with those rear clink hammers. That's the range. They are just outside the minimum range. But is he going to use the T1 bombers instead? Answer, yes. But he seemed to only pick up one there by the looks of things. Those bombers got shot down before getting anywhere near a second pass. That was always going to be the case. And now, Tech 3 mexes are beginning to appear. Azrock now fully at T3 for those core mexes. Still only putting out 190 mass for the time being, though. Triax bringing his comm right to the back. No harm in that, really. I don't like the idea of comms being on the front line in a massive 5v5. 21, nearly 22 minutes in. Juicy feels otherwise. It might have something to do with the fact, of course, that that is a T3 comm now. So that's a lot of build capacity, a lot of resources tied up in that. And he could be in the early phases of a Ravager creep, which would really cause problems for Azrock. We can see we've got one just lurking outside shield coverage for the time being. Lots and lots of buzz kills trying to keep up with that inbound torrent of mobile missiles, or missiles from mobile missile launchers. I really wish I could pronounce more of the Seraphim names, but it is what it is. Pillars on the warpath again for Grumpy Swede. Regal Eagle shadowing those movements with his own force around the main base. Going for another probing attack. Regal Eagle moves right into the center of that UEF formation. Not sure it's going to go brilliantly for the Seraphim units. There's an awful lot of pillars in here, and a lot of this spam is still T1. Grumpy is out of his shield, says Barley from Beyond the Grave. I mean, he's not. Might have been at one point, unless that just blinked back on. Perhaps it appears that way to Team 1. I mean, potentially, if they didn't have that read before, it might have looked that way. But what's going on here? Regal Eagle putting his commander out now to deal with this platoon of pillars that are breaching the shield and now are sitting right next to the T2 power generators. Regal Eagle taking control of the defense personally, and we have, is that our first experimental? I think it might be out from Roe, and it's a Tsar. What's he got planned for that, I wonder, or is this just a another place to produce aircraft from? Regal Eagle gets that spam from Swede under control. There it is. I was trying to work out, couldn't see it on my HUD. There's the new experimental. I saw the notification come up. Eagle bringing that chicken out to the front line. Grumpy Swede potentially reading the danger, moving his commander away. What's going on with that experimental, the Tsar over here? Well, if he was planning to use it offensively, that's probably why he's brought out this engagement over here, but it seems to have gone slightly better for Wolf, probably because he plumbed a lot of his resources into that Tsar, and that's going to get shot out of the sky without any difficulty. And Wolf still probably going to hold the skies. Well, not if he turns tail like that and gets himself shot up in the process. But look at this spectacular breakthrough on the ground over here. Azrock under pressure from an inbound Percy squadron. I mean, they're not flying anywhere, so it's not a squadron. But I guess it'd be a platoon. But Azrock down to 7,000. No, scratch that. 6,000. Scratch that. Boom! Barely gave me a chance to get a read on what was going on. Look at that pressure from Juicy, and that's Team 1's top-rated player out of the game. And not only that, that's a large group of Percivals on the ground from Juicy, which can still inflict a lot of damage on the infrastructure up here. Obviously, already taken out that forward group of mexes. Ouch. Yogi attempting to intercept, but it's T2 versus T3 for the most part. And drawing fire from the firebase over here as well. Attack missile barrage inbound on Yogi, and the shield blinks on to block it just in the nick of time. Where's that come from? There's a little group of silos there. That was very nearly a comm kill right there. One tactical missile defense either side, though. That volcano might have saved Yogi, but he still might be going down here as these Percys move in to attack, but they're just running out of HP, and a large group of Spectres from Wolf helping to defend the area. Yogi wants to get his big orange backside out of there, quite frankly. Wow, wonderful passage of play from Juicy. Pumped out enough of those bots and brought them to bear at just the right time. Huge gap in the defenses there. Meanwhile, though, look at what's gone down over here. Grumpy Swede's base getting obliterated by that chicken we saw from Regal Eagle a moment earlier. With a whole bunch of spam from Triax trying to chase it down. Grumpy Swede's had enough. He's bringing out his comm. Just needs one more overcharge, but he doesn't even need to do that because the GC from Roe has got it all in hand. Fat Boy out front, getting killed off by Another chicken. What? What even got him? What even got him? Grumpy Swede says, Jesus Christ, I'm stupid. Well, not as stupid as me. I thought the threat had gone. What did he have left? Oh my god, he walked. So I didn't for a million years think that the ion storm from that first chicken was gonna cause any problems for Grumpy Swede, but I guess he had a major depressive episode and thought better of moving out of the way of that very dangerous but localized ion storm. Grumpy Swede bows out, and well, there we have it. Another man down, and this time it's another one on Team 2, leveling it at 2 ejections per team. It is now a 3v3. I was so confused there for a moment. I was like, there was nothing left there. What killed him? He had the only people pursuing down this line was friendlies from Triax. What? Oh, right, yeah. To be honest, if he hadn't have said, I'm so stupid, I probably might have even missed that. So, he's no more stupid than me, quite frankly. More chickens on the way. The order of the day from Regal. Classic pescatarian. Is that even a thing? No. Polo pescatarian. Is that the thing? Chicken and fish? I don't know. That's a terrible analogy. Moving on. Oh, it's all because I'm not sleeping at the moment, guys. I'm suffering with dreadful insomnia. There's nothing anyone can do about it. And Triax finishing off Yogi in the center with what? What even with? Was expecting the answer to leap out at me there. Certainly wasn't tac missile, I don't think. Oh, okay. So it must have been combination softening up from these miasmas down here. That's a long way, though. Could they have reached? Oh, yeah. Yeah, they could have reached. Very unfortunate. So just when they'd had a win on the ground, thanks to Grumpy's demise, suddenly that gets taken away from them. Yogi succumbing to long-range artillery. Regal Eagle doing the wonder fandango, trying to evade inbound fire, but there's 2 fat boys over here on the east flank from Juicy, and there's not really much you can do to evade that, quite frankly. He's been chased down by some Titans as well. That is the end of that, as we say. Another chicken inbound. Regal Eagle going on the rampage here, and he kind of has to do something, because over here we've still got pressure inbound from Juicy coming up this right-hand side. Tons and tons of land factories being placed down. There's going to be a continuous stream of spam coming in from this eastern side against Wolf. Wolf sitting here with his Tsar and his Restorers. So Regal Eagle has to get something done on the ground, really. Has another Ethota in spitting distance of this new base down here, but this comes with full T3 shields, T3 point defense, and a Colossus. Rowie well prepared for that attack. Eagle wisely tries to save what hit points he can on board that experimental. He's going to lose all of those poor engineers. Their humble lives worth considerably less than the tiny fraction of mass they can scoop before they get incinerated. Sniper bots join in, return fire now from that Ethota, trying to take down this Colossus. There's another chicken inbound. Eagle just pumping these out now. Not bad for someone who's only putting out 339 mass per tick. Wolf's putting out 600. Roey's putting out 660. And Juicy putting out 570. Large air battle ensues over at the top after the demise of that Tsar. Team 2 shooting that down. Looked like it was on a trajectory to try and shut down some of these factories. The last big donut wasn't reclaimed either. That's extraordinary. No one managed to get any engineers over there to scoop that. Huge quantity of mass lying in wait, ready to be picked up. Colossus dispatched, but only one Ethota left, so another one of them must have been taken out. Number of experimental wrecks dotted about the landscape here, steadily rising. And is Roey hitting back with mech marines? Troll level 9,000. Tons and tons of hobos. I love it! Yes! Hobos all day. That makes my day. Epic quantities of late game lab play. And this is a major existential crisis now for Team 1. Unless they can get in here and plug this gap and seal off against, which is hard because look at the state of this base now. So many fortifications and shield gens. And that linchpin is going to prevent Wolf from recapturing this area, really. Sniper bots down here to assist Ravagers and Clinkhammers. One fat boy for Wolf, valiantly standing its ground against two up here belonging to Juicy. Let's have a quick look at ASF numbers now. Roey's got an awful lot of them down there. 92 for Roey. And 137 over here. See, I think he could afford to be a little bit more aggressive with those restorers. Although, maybe not. That's a lot of Cougars on the ground shielding those fatties now. 3 of them, no less. He's keeping his distance for very good reason, as it turns out. Might be about to lose one of those 2 fat boys, but surely it's going to be 1 for 1. Look at the sheer quantity of artillery. Look at the sheer quantity of wrecks in this game. Mangled metal, a sea of it. Another big push from Regal Eagle, testing the boundaries down here, but you know what? I just don't think he's got the firepower or anywhere close to it. Shielding is about to buckle, 1 or 2 left, but the Ethota's going to go down, and he's run out of units on the ground. Big quantity of sniper bots back here. They finish off the Colossus. Now that dips back under shield coverage. And now Mech Marines are in. Oh my word, Mech Marines catch up to the sniper bots. That really is an insult. Hobos driving them back valiantly with their little Gatling guns. Adorable level 9,000. And this is looking very grim now for Team 1. Longer this goes on, the more infrastructure Wolf is losing up here. He's almost been pushed right back to his main base up here. Last remnants of what probably would have been Yogi's base, maybe. Under threat from this constant stream of inbound Lobos. And now Regal is under pressure, losing engineers, working on his experimentals here, his little chicken factory. Another Ithota out. He's churning them out, but they cannot keep up with the pressure from Rowie, and it's no wonder why. Look at that. Rowie is double the income of Regal Eagle. Team 2, some 300,000 mass ahead in total mass accrued. Oh, we've even got satellite systems out now from Team 2. Down goes another fat boy to it. Where is that from? There we go. Oh, and he's queued up a bunch of them. Lots and lots of rover drones working on new ones. Ithota dodging left and right as best they can, but taking fat boy fire. New mech marines moving in all the time. Sniper bot killed by mech marine. Barley watching it unfold from beyond the grave. Managing to hold this spam at bay with gunships for the time being. If you could just manage to squeeze out some more gunships, might be able to go on the offensive. They've got the initiative in fighter numbers. Whether they know that or not, though, is a different question altogether. Some strap bombs queuing up at the back here, maybe looking for an entry. Oh no! What's going on here? Regal Eagle starting to lose T3 power generators. That's not good. Oh my word. That chicken go down to mech marine spam. Quite possibly. Juicy says the SMD is dead. I'm wondering where that was located. Who has a nuke launcher? Probably about to find out right there. Rowie has a nuke loaded as well, so he could launch one at any time. Probably enjoying this fight as it is, though. Ithota on 37,000 hit points, and there's the nuke. And where's it going? It's going right in there. Interesting choice. Not over here. Wanting to take out all these P-gens and the engineers working on experimentals. The only thing keeping them alive at the moment, but who knows? Maybe he doesn't want to end it too quickly. Boom, baby. Bosh. Now 2 experimental satellites testing the shields of Wolf's forward base. Large group of Lobos and Cougars moving in through the backfield now. Restorers much less effective against this group with this quantity of flak. Dip inside the shield to use some of that base coverage for what protection it can give. Strap bombers brought to bear. All the toys being brought out now. Things they were probably saving for concealed snipe attempts, having to be used defensively. T3 mass extractors at the back under pressure, but he's out of Lobos. But I think at this point a victory for Team 1 is moving beyond the pale. Front line for Regal Eagle completely collapsing in the face of 3 Colossuses, or Colossi, so I don't sound like a complete Bernard. No offense to any Bernards out there. Regal Eagle knows it's over, brings his commander out into the fight, gets laser-faced in a three-way, and that's a lot less fun than it sounds. Another nuke out, this time from Juicy, going straight into the forward base. That is going to get shot down unless the satellites can shoot that silo, but it really isn't going to matter anyway. Colossi are going to incinerate everything on the ground. Rowie is going to get the last laugh. Wolf's comm targeted. Maybe not. Maybe it's the maybe it's the satellites that are going to get it. Well, it says final blow to Rowie. I never know whether I can trust that notify mod or not. But either way, comprehensive victory from Team 2. Very, very well played indeed, guys. Man of the match, it's somewhere between Juicy and Rowie. I'm not sure exactly who. Maybe we can give him a dual award this week. Hope you enjoyed it, guys. Please do like and subscribe if you haven't already. Feel free to ring notifications as well. And if you fancy more content, you've seen everything that there is already on the channel. Don't forget there is the Patreon. It's a mere $1 a month, and it will give you not only will it give you, I had to think about it there, access to extra content, the 55 casts we've got already, which are growing all the time, but also the Discord, which will give you more direct access to me as well. And it was thanks to actually Discord that I found this replay, which was submitted on there. So yeah, if you want a little bit more interaction, maybe get a chance to hang out with some of the rest of the little community we're building there, or play games with us all, do consider that. Like I say, it's a mere $1 a month. What do you spend $1 on? It's nothing. Anyway, guys, you're not gays, but you might be, but that's fine. Until next time, stay well and stay safe. This is Guile, signing out.